The Nintendo Switch, a very intriguing console, to say the least. We're going to be talking about that and Facebook invites, reminded to me by none other than a Facebook memory. We're going to be talking about that and some other topics here on Gateway to Geekdom. Alright, hello there, viewer. Andrew, aka War Doctor, here, coming to you through YouTube. The power of the internet, as one other YouTuber would call it. We have ourselves the first episode of this brand new series, of this brand new channel, might I add. Very exciting stuff. What exactly is this particular series going to cover? Well, it's going to be covering video game news, already said current news, reviews and opinion, my own humble opinion, tech news and opinion, and then other stuff in the geek culture as well. As mentioned in the introduction, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and also talking about Facebook invites as well. And when I say Facebook invites, it's going to be, well, we'll cross that segment when we get to it. But first, this very interesting little handheld console that I've owned for, well, ever since it came out. But one really curious question that I've had for those, okay, well, it's going to be divided up into actually two camps. People who have the console, people who don't have the console yet. So, to those who do have the console, when exactly did you get yours? And what exactly was the motivation? Did you pre-order it? Did you get it on day one? Excuse me. I thought drinking before this would be a good idea. Did you have to wait until there was more in stock in order to get your Nintendo Switch? Because for the longest time, it was like you couldn't find anywhere. But now Nintendo has done a very good job with making sure that they're putting a lot more out there than, well, that way it's not so scarce. For me, when they announced the Nintendo Switch, they put it out there, saw it as a YouTube ad, and then I go over and I look at my wife and I'm just like, we should get a Nintendo Switch. She looks back at me and she's like, yeah, we should get a Nintendo Switch because it looks so intriguing. The functionality and the absolute potential that it has, and it's absolutely taking off with. It's definitely living up to its purpose as well. We pre-ordered it, and then we got Breath of the Wild with it, including the DLC to go with Breath of the Wild. And then, funny story, also on top of that, I drove all the way from one town to another to where there was the nearest GameStop, but they weren't open on midnight like they said they were going to be, which was particularly odd. So I had to go the next day and then grab my console that I pre-ordered and then just pretend like the night beforehand never happened. I didn't want the person helping me to feel bad. I'm sure it wasn't her fault. It also brings me to my next point. Why exactly did you decide to buy a Switch? Well, for me, it was super intriguing. Also because Breath of the Wild. I mean, at that point, it was like Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch. Gosh, what else was that? Like Bomberman, and a couple other release titles that came out with it. But now there are, at the recording of this video, there are so many cool games out now for the console. Yeah, just the possibility of just taking what you're playing on the TV and just taking it with you wherever you want to go. I think that is the biggest reason for buying the Switch now that I look back on it. And I'm sure it might be your reason too for if you own one also. But now I want to go to the people exactly who don't have one yet. Exactly what are you waiting for? Is it maybe that, is it too expensive? Is it just outside of your price range? Just can't afford to get one? Are you waiting for it to go on sale? Because as of recording right now, Black Friday is kind of come and gone. Cyber Monday is, well, tomorrow as I'm recording this. Excuse me. It might go on sale. You might find a package here or there, but so far I haven't seen anything. Are you just gonna get one for Christmas anyway? And are you just hoping it's just Christmas morning already so you can just play Splatoon with your friends or get into the world of Hyrule and Breath of the Wild or whatever reason it is? But I suppose if there's any reason that I may have missed in both those who have one and both that don't have one, feel free to sound off in the comments. All you 5 people who are watching this as of right now. But let's go back to the feature that I've most enjoyed, or maybe you'll probably look forward to the Switch. Now, the portability, as I already mentioned earlier. Yes, Nintendo absolutely has nailed it. And I've heard, well, I can kind of see it now. I think what they did now on the Switch, they were trying to do, as far as the Wii U goes, but like I don't know if it was like hardware limitations or I don't know what it was, but I think the Wii U kind of just paved the way for the Switch being as success as it was, because Nintendo has often stated that they learned their lessons from the failure of the Wii U, which I kind of liked because, I mean, you had like Twilight Princess HD on there. The first Splatoon I put some hours into as well. Oh gosh, what else did I have for the Wii U? Well, Wind Waker HD, being that we got the Wind Waker HD bundle for it as well. I keep looking over at my notes on my second monitor, so. But most people, going back to the Switch, most people prefer the Switch being in handheld mode and playing with that. And I think it's duly enlarged to the marketing for the Switch, because I think they saw how poorly they tried to sell the Wii U to start with. Like, people didn't know exactly, is this an extension to the Wii I already have? Is this another console? Like, what exactly is going on here? But now with the Switch, it's like, hey, this is a console. You can play on your TV. You can put it in your dock. Oh, look at this. You can put the Joy-Cons on the little tablet deal. Take it up. Bring it with you. I mean, they made that very, very obvious. And they kind of emphasized that point a lot. So, absolutely, the way it just flawlessly goes from the tablet, the handheld, to the TV, absolutely got it down. And everybody took notice. Now, I could talk about, there is a feature on there where when you automatically put it from handheld back onto the dock, it automatically turns on your TV, so that way it can just go right back up into TV mode as well. I could say how flawless that is, and I'm sure some people could testify, hey, that really works. I really like using that. I don't have the necessary HDMI or the special kind of TV. Maybe I do, and I'm just maybe just haven't set it up yet, but I still have to like turn my TV on separately and then go over to the inputs that I need. Um, yeah, in order to get it back onto TV mode, which I mean, I'm not complaining about, but if it can go a little bit more, if it can be more seamless to go right from handheld right to TV without having to even touch the remote of my TV, I mean, that would be pretty sweet. Um, that is a pretty cool feature. I also learned that gosh, where did else I learn this from? Somebody told me that the Switch can also be used as a power bank. I don't know why you would, being that it doesn't have the greatest battery to start with, and I would think you would want to save all the juice that you can to play games on it. At least that's for me, but um, that's also a feature too. If you're ever low on juice, you can just USB-C into the bottom to whatever you're trying to power. Um, I even saw a picture of a Switch going from it to powering up a MacBook. Okay, now here's one thing that I think is an obvious gleaming uh, thing that the Switch, it's not a graphical powerhouse. But you know what? With everything it has going for it, I don't think it necessarily has to be. Because Nintendo, uh, they kind of base around their culture around the functionality of a system. They're always really good at building their consoles from the ground upwards to try to present a certain functionality. In this case, the portability of a system, bringing your games anywhere you go. So, yes, it doesn't have to be a powerhouse in order for it to be the most impressive console, but it makes for that up in what it can do, bringing your games with you. I think I emphasized that point long enough. So, you get it, I get it. Is there anything that I might have missed about the Switch? Why don't you go ahead and sound off in the comments below. And now we're going to go ahead and get into our next segment here. Facebook invites. Now, when I say Facebook invites, I'm talking about invites sent by Facebook, not just for events, but I'm just talking about like applications and different software. Um, now, I came across my memories, and one person I saw was just like, "Will you please stop sending me invites?" I'm sorry. No, this was like a few years ago, granted. But how many of us have been on the receiving end of quite a few Facebook application invites? How many of you would say you were one of those people that would just send out a lot of invites? No. As of recent, I haven't noticed a lot as of right now, but it makes me wonder, does Facebook still use those? I guess I could check into it, but it makes me wonder if in the beginning I could see Facebook kind of using that to build their platform in order to give them a leg up on the competition, but now that they are the absolute crowning champion of social media sites, do they still need that? I'm just kind of thinking out loud now at this point. Is it still necessary? I've also heard a statistic about people younger than myself starting to use Facebook less and less, because it's not just about getting feedback, it's about people wanting immersion and experience with their social media. So it's wondering, like, are they going to come back full circle and implement invites again? I don't know. I don't know what Facebook is going to do. I know they bought the Oculus some time back, and they're probably going to use that immersion experience to continue to build their platform in order to serve to people an immersive world what they want to see, or implement different I don't know, features or applications. I don't know what Facebook is going to do, but it was just kind of an interesting tangent about how exactly is Facebook going to go from sending people like invites, and then now with everybody, almost everybody being on the site, getting sent notifications about certain events or other topics of interest. I mean, the only invite that and the only notification that I would use the site for, other than staying in contact with my friends, would the only I guess the only real game that I really played on the site was this Risk themed game, and well, that's as far as it went. And eventually just shut down because not enough people were playing it. Um, so it makes me wonder if Facebook is going to come back full circle, or if they really don't need to. Just kind of an interesting tangent. So on that note, guys, we're going to end the video off here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good hoopla. I will see you in the next video.